Mr. Everest, and I'll be your online Math160 teacher here at Citrus College for the Fall 2025 semester. The CRN for our class is 24308. This is a class that uses a Pearson product called MyMathLab that is Canvas linked. So you have to register for the MyMathLab product through the Canvas site. So the first thing you need to do is access our Canvas class. So you'll type in my.citruscollege.edu in your web browser. I strongly recommend you use only Google Chrome as a browser. Do not use Safari. It will not work well with MyMathLab. So if you have an iPhone or you're accessing this product, you should download a Google Chrome browser and install it on whatever device you're going to be doing your work on. So once you click on that mycitruscollege.edu, you should see this Canvas Learning Management System tile. And if you don't, just type in Canvas here in the search engine, click the magnifying glass. The first tile should say Canvas Learning Management System. Once you click on that, it should show all your courses that you're enrolled in Canvas this semester. So it's showing some past classes. I just got finished teaching a trig and a pre-cal class in summer, but it shows all three of my Math160 classes, my hybrid that's Monday only, my traditional Tuesday, Thursday course, and my fully online Math160 course. I also teach a business calculus course as well as statistics this semester. So this is the one you want with the bright yellow background. Click on that tile to get to our Canvas class. It's your job to read all of this homepage. Everything on here has active links except for this link with the question marks on it, which will be corrected because it's going to be a link to the video that I'm producing right now. So that if you want to rewatch this video, you can click on that link from our homepage. If you click the syllabus button, you'll see some links here that say here to get information like the actual syllabus for the course, as well as access to directions for the mandatory discussion board posts, as well as the discussion board and help at the STEM Center. These are the links that you're going to be clicking under the course summary section once you click the syllabus button in the navigation file. So all these blue links are what you're going to be clicking to either turn in the math attitude paper or eventually the chapter 4 project on finances, or to launch all of these pre and post MyMathLab homework assignments and quizzes and even tests in the final. So don't click on those links now. To access registering for the Pearson product, you have to click the Access Pearson link here. But if I do that, that would just take us to the course from my perspective as the student. So to show you what it would look like when you click the Access Pearson as a student, I have to view as a student. So there'll be this sort of magenta kind of colored box around here, which just tells me we are in student view. So in order to initiate the registration of your Pearson product, your MyMathLab class that's Canvas linked, from within the Canvas class, click this Access Pearson button, and you'll see an orange button here that says Open Pearson that you must click on. And it's going to ask you for your Pearson username and password if you have one for a collegiate level Pearson account. If you had one from high school that was Pearson, it won't work. You need a collegiate level one. Maybe you've been in a MyStat or My Stat Lab, I don't know, maybe my econ or my nursing lab. You might have an account, but probably not. You're probably going to have to create an account. If you think you have, you can try to retrieve it through this link if you think you had one. But most of you are going to be creating an account for the first time. So click that button, create an account, and we're going to make up just some make-believe names. So how about YOLO? And their email is going to be YOLO987 at AOL.com. You'll see that it prompts you to use that as your username, and it says someone already actually has that account, so I'll make it 928676, and it looks like that's actually never been used as an account to sign up for my MyMathLab course. Maybe it was one when I did one in the past. You can change your username as long as it's unique. So here when I click on password, someone's already got YOLO. So if I made it YOLO no, that's also being used. No, YOLO no would work. So whatever you want as your username. I have a default password that meets the criteria here. Capital Q WERTY for the QWERTY keyboard. 123. And that meets all the criteria that you can see here. No special characters are actually allowed. Make up whatever password you know and make sure you write it down so you can look at it later on. From the field here, you do have to type in United States. So if you start typing the first three letters of United, you'll pull down here to United States. Click your role as a student. You must agree to the terms, and if I were you, I would unclick this box so you don't get promotional offers. So once you click that button, it'll say that your accounts have been linked to that email address that you're using, which should be yours. I'm not going to save this password because we're just making up this person for demonstrative purposes. So I'll say never. Once the accounts have been linked here, you click the continue button, and now it's just going to ask you. You do have to allow the cookies here. Once you click the Open My Lab mastering button, which is right here, that's going to take you to the process for registering for the product. So at this point, there's 3 different options. If for some reason you are in either EOPS or maybe the Promise program, you might have had a book voucher issued to you that probably came in some sort of digital form. If you go to the Wingspan banner registration window where it shows you all the course information, you might see as a link to the book that is offered for this course through that you could get in and order the book and then use the access code, your book voucher to pay for an access code. I'm not quite sure what the price is at the bookstore, but I think it's probably around the access codes are probably at least $90, if not $100. If they're more, you have to pay the difference between the maximum that a book voucher is worth, which is $100. So we've negotiated a deal so that this $60 is about half the price that it would be if you bought it through the bookstore. So the access code is only good for those of you who have a book voucher where you have up to $100 available to you to spend. So you'd be getting the access code through the bookstore. If this applies to you, you can certainly email me for separate directions of how to do that. But basically, you're going to be going to the Citrus bookstore, finding the book for this class, typing in the CRN, and then using your book voucher to get the access code. There is a way for you to get temporary access, and you can be dropped from the course if you're not signed up by the deadline next week. So I would definitely consider getting the temporary access for free access for 14 days if you think you have a book voucher or are going to get one. Otherwise, you just click on the $60 link and pay for the book outright. Okay, so if you click the access code, this will be the place where you'll put the 6 words that you would get from the access code if you have a book voucher. If not, you would click on the temporary access code down here, and you just have to click yes. I don't really want YOLO no in my course, so I'm going to say no, but you would have to click yes to finish the process of temporarily getting 14 days of free access. At the culmination of the 14 days, you still have to either come up with the access code or pay the $60 through this website. Most of you will probably be paying the $60, and that's about half the price it normally is. We brokered a deal for the next 2 years, and you're in that window. So if you click that $60 button right there, it's pretty straightforward. It just asks you for information that whenever you've purchased something online before, there's a second page to fill in the information for your credit card information. I don't really want to complete this registration, so I'm going to click the cancel registration process. But you can see that you have 20 minutes left once you get to this window to fill in all that information, and you should do that or you get into sort of a limbo land. So make sure you finish that process, and after that, you can just use the product through the Canvas class. All right, I hope this was informative.